It has been a very active 48 hours across baseball. I'm going to give you guys all the news to keep you in the loop about what's going on, from Carlos Correa to Luke Jackson to Johnny Cueto. We got a lot to talk about today. But before we even get started, if you are yet to hit that subscribe button, I highly recommend you do so. I'm giving you the best and most current news across baseball as often as possible as I can to keep you guys in the loop with everything going on. So without further ado, let's discuss this. The first piece of news is, of course, the big daddy, the news that we finally can hear, and one of the most crazy offseason free agent stories I think I've ever heard. Carlos Correa is in agreement with the Twins pending a physical. We've heard this before, of course, but this time seems to be a little bit different. I'll tell you my personal reasons why, but also Jon Heyman did say, hey, not only is it pending a physical, they've gotten through the, the good part of the physical, the questionable part, but my thing is this. Even after this injury happened in September, this right leg injury that's been holding every team up, the Twins still offered him 10 years, $275 million. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh, okay. So they really do believe that they don't care about this injury. And, it was something that the Giants and, of course, that the Mets cared about. But it seems to not be an issue for the Twins. So they signed him to a 6-year, $200 million contract. And I think this is the end-all, be-all. I think this is the contract that's going to sign. He can go up to 10 years, $270 with a vesting option. Very interesting stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I think that the Twins wanted him no matter what his injury scenario is. Apparently, it's no problem to them. Steve Cohen, being an investor, that's how he made all his money. Yes, he's the richest owner in baseball. Yes, he has the most money in baseball, of course. But this guy made his money being an investor. So if he's going to invest in players like he does with Francisco Lindor, like he does with Justin Verlander, like he does with Max Scherzer, he's making investments. He's not going to invest in damaged goods. He wouldn't make it as far as he did on Wall Street if he knew, hey, let's invest in the right places. And I think he took that motto into baseball. That's why he didn't invest in Carlos Correa. But they did end up making a final offer. It was about $50 million shorter than the offer that the Twins made. I believe it was 6 years, $150. And it was kind of weird because it had a clause where if he ever failed a physical during the contract, they could void it. It was very weird stuff. Obviously, there's a reason Carlos Correa went to the Twins. I think yesterday I was kind of feeling it like, man, this is what's really going to happen. He's going to go to the Twins. Sure enough, the deal is done. That's the biggest news. The next piece of news, Luke Jackson, a reliever, signs a deal, 2 years, I believe $11 million with the San Francisco Giants. The Giants add more pitching, of course. They're bolstering that bullpen. Giants fans, try not to sign a player on a 2 to 3 year contract. Try your best. Because it seems like that's all they've been doing all this year. And this isn't a bad signing. This is a guy I believe is coming back from Tommy John. He pitched in 2021 a bit, did not pitch this year. Is one of the better relievers in that Braves bullpen. Obviously gone now. At one point, he won a World Series, obviously in 2021. He's been pretty okay in his career. He's definitely turned it around recently. Ever since coming to the Braves, he's definitely improved a lot, just eyeballing his numbers real quick. It's a good reliever, good signing. Not a lot more I can add to it. The next signing, and a signing that really, itched a lot of Padre fans the wrong way, Johnny Cueto, 1 year, $7 million to the Marlins. This is interesting for so many reasons to me. The Marlins add another starter. Why would they add another starter? They have about 7 Major League ready starters right now. They're going to trade one of their starters, whether it's Pablo Lopez, Edward Cabrera, Jesus Luzardo. One of these guys are going. And Johnny Cueto is that replacement for them. That's what they really like there. And you know what? 1 year, $7 million, good deal. I didn't think the Padres were really going to get him after we spent that money on Brent Honeywell. I didn't see us really going over 273. So, oh well, I guess Johnny Cueto, good for you. Glad you cashed in on 1 more year in your career. Correction, the Johnny Cueto deal was 1 year, $8.5 million. Another signing, Corey Dickerson goes ahead and signs the Nationals. Small little contract there. Good for him. Little league minimum deal. Another good signing. But now we're going to get into an interesting story that came out today. Current Red Sox shortstop. Of course, once xander Bogaerts is gone, this guy was deemed to play shortstop. Trevor Story, they signed him to a big contract just last offseason. Well, he tore his UCL apparently and needs Tommy John. This kind of came out of nowhere. He's supposed to play in the World Baseball Classic. I don't know how he tore his UCL. We don't really know what happened because, well, it's the offseason. He's not a pitcher. So this is really weird. Now, this guy was supposed to play shortstop. And I know a lot of Red Sox fans watch my videos. And my interesting thing is this. Who's going to play shortstop for you guys next year? Is it going to be Marcelo Mayer? Are you guys going to call up Marcelo already? Is it time for Marcelo to perform? It's possible. It would be a little early to call him up, but I guess you're really running out of options here. You could sign an Elvis Andrus to 1 year to keep things flowing. Or you can trade for Ha-Sung Kim, which seems to be the best option for the Red Sox. And it's so crazy to think about because, you know, the Padres took Xander Bogaerts from the Red Sox. It's like stealing a Mercedes from someone and giving, like, I don't know, a Honda Civic back. Like, and you're still getting something in return, of course, because let's be honest, Padres aren't trading Ha-Sung Kim for a lottery ticket. This guy has a lot of value and a lot of interest. And I think it's going to take, you know, Tanner Houck, Chris Sale's contract paid off with Verdugo. It's going to take a lot to get Ha-Sung Kim, especially because you guys don't have a shortstop next year. You literally do not have a shortstop. There's nobody on this team that can play shortstop. You have a first baseman kind of in Tristan Casas. You have Rafael Devers. Everything else is kind of a mystery. You can call up Marcelo Mayer, but I just don't think he's ready. I think it's a little too early. But it's interesting stuff. I guess you got to trade for a shortstop now. Really badly. You need to. Because the fact that Trevor Story tore his UCL, he can't DH, because why would you DH him if you have Justin Turner? Justin Turner's a better hitter than him, and Justin Turner's going to DH. I have no clue what the Red Sox are going to do. The Nationals and Twins also made a small trade today. Christian Jimenez goes to the Twins in exchange for AJ Alexei. I don't know anything about these guys. I thought it was just worth talking about because we talk about when trades are going to be made. And here's a trade. So small trade there. The last thing, I'm going to wrap it up. Last signing of the day and what's been once again a very active 48 hours. Brett Phillips signs a 1-year major league contract with the Angels. A little outfield depth there. Obviously, there's questions what the Angels are going to do with Joe Adell. Now you add Brett Phillips into the equation. Brett Phillips, pretty solid baseball player. You know, he's solid all around. I have nothing bad to say. Obviously, he's not what we all dreamed him to be. I believe he was considered a top prospect at a point, if I'm not mistaken. But the good thing is Brett Phillips is a great guy, so hopefully he continues to do great things off the field like I've seen across social media. He seems like a great guy, so I wish him the best. I hope he does well in Anaheim. That is where I'm going to leave off this video. That is everything going on across Major League Baseball. Once again, if you are yet to hit that subscribe button, I highly recommend you do so. Comment down below if your team made a move and if you like it, of course. And I'll see you guys all in a video very, very soon. Peace.
305 to the 619, baby. Let's go. Let's go, San Diego. Live that shit up, San Diego. Let's fucking go. Woo! It's our fucking house. Hey. It's our house right here, baby. Let's go.